don't necessarily know if any of that will ever go away. Like, it's like almost like both of those are necessary. I definitely choose to be on the former side, the side of quality and sustainability, reusability, self-sustaining. And to finish what I was talking about on the puzzle that I put together at Myers, that was the perfect image and illustration. To me, when I seen it, I knew immediately that I wanted to buy it. I just got this whole vision and inspiration of what that meant to me immediately after seeing it. And it means this to me, like Henry Ford and Thomas Edison back in the day, they went on a vagabond trip, is what the plaque at the Henry Ford Museum said, that I have pictures of. I've been trying to find them. They're a couple years old now. And they went on a trip, basically going out and had a group of innovators and inventors and went out and adventured all across America, kind of going out and seeing all of these other, what everyone else is doing, I guess, you know, what other inventions, what other innovations are going on around the country. And to me, I wanted to do that, but with sustainable initiatives. Like, I was deeply inspired by that plaque and collection of photos that is at the museum. I just went there recently, I think about 5 days ago now. Today's Sunday, the 8th of January. Don't quote me on that. I don't know. And it wasn't there anymore. It wasn't where I remembered it being. And like, I knew exactly where it was. So I don't know if they took it down or what, but I still have pictures of it. And that's, in essence, ever since I even started doing this, that was what I wanted to do. Right over there by 75, I literally stated it out to the universe that that was what I wanted to do on the roadside while cleaning up. That whole mile or so area there. Which led me to all sorts of different job opportunities and opportunities to do this with, and I pursued one of them. I went to Florida to do that. Ended up going it was like 4 concerts to travel around and clean up at festivals and shows around the country. And long story short, the people did not get along very well there. Not with me, I suppose. So I chose to leave like during the first show, Rockville at Daytona Beach. at Daytona International rather. I have a bunch of it recorded, and it was a really good starting point because I still got to learn quite a bit about recycling laws and disposal laws and what they all go through to do that. And I'm telling you, like, Kiss played at that festival and it forever changed my opinion of confetti. I will say that much. That when you see confetti, you should also see that there are a lot of people behind that clean that up. And there really should only be one option of confetti, and that is biodegradable confetti, because we were out there for, it felt like an eternity, but it was probably 8 hours at least in the night to clean up for the next show. And dude, let me tell you though, I've done a lot of hard jobs in my life. I've worked in mines, I've done a lot of construction. That is the most mentally, I almost want to say degrading thing I've ever had to do. That was ridiculous. And that wasn't the reason per se why I quit. I stayed for another few days and felt it all out, and it really just did not work out with any of the people that I was there with, to be brief about this story. And I say that because after doing that one job over there, cleaning up the freeway, a lot of opportunities came to me now, and in that whole venture, it really got me to go around, and I went around Florida and traveled a lot in Florida while I was there. Went after funding for the biomethanol idea, and that failed due to my own limitations, we'll say, for now. I ran out of money essentially to stay in the area when the woman I was meeting in Tampa, Tavis, she couldn't make time until much later than I could have stayed there financially at that time. Which then was perfect alignment with going to the Consciousness Conference in West Palm Beach. And when I got to West Palm Beach, that radically shifted my perspective of how much wealth there is in that area. That is incredible. And those people loved me, man. I went all over. I went to the beaches. I stayed on a billionaire's beach. I did all of these epic things, and I didn't really record any of it. This was well before I started recording any sort of YouTube videos at all. And nice. That's actually a valid ORV permit. That'd be sick. That's like a sign right now that I'm talking about all this of I want to get the Bronco Raptor R, and it's definitely going to have one of those on it. And then I'm going to go do that tomorrow, Monday, at the Henry Ford Estate. And talking about West Palm Beach, though, just actually meeting and being around those people, honestly, so many of them were so loving and kind. It was incredible. And it's just I'm gonna keep this as a token of this whole venture here. So radically different than what most people see wealthy people as, I suppose, or at least what a good portion of like the narrative of what wealthy people are. And I think it's literally that most people don't know them, or they've never really sat down with them. So in the end, we're all essentially the same. But I feel inspired to say that, like, to me, like when you realize you're actually no one and that you can be anyone, you are everyone, then all possibilities open up to you, I suppose. And then you, through all of those choices of being anyone, you realize who you align with within all of the possibilities of everyone. And I'll leave it there. That's just a bit of wisdom that came to mind for right now. So, and then the point of being here, though, that I just went off on a big tangent away from, is the whole puzzle that I built in my mom's basement. Like, symbolizing that whole vision of doing this while also going around and meeting other people that are also doing all these ventures and sustainability. And like at the core of all that, for me, it's literally to where we can still have all of the incredible advancements we have, but in sustainable ways, and tying in all of that in harmony with the natural systems and with nature itself, instead of divulging away from that, or diverging might be a more accurate word there. Because in reality, nature already has all the answers. It already is the ultimate solution and tools. You just gotta work with it and not really against it. And that's a lot of wisdom from surviving in the woods for a long time, a while back. And there's a possum vessel behind me here, and I'm gonna pause the video to put him in there for a bit, so that way he can biodegrade a little more effectively and off of the path, not get ran over again. Seeing this right here would be a perfect opportunity for like Milwaukee to come in, and I already have a Milwaukee oscillating saw that I can come back and cut all this up with, but like they'll come in with an electric chainsaw, you know, give me one for the channel to use for these kinds of disposals and obstacles. Or even just, you know, somebody buys one to support what I do. Like I showed on the video earlier there that Doug, the heating and cooling tradesman over here, he stopped and just said, I think what you're doing here is an absolutely wonderful thing, cleaning up the waterways like this, and if there's anything you ever need, I'll take care of you. You do this for the earth and for the world. He didn't say, I'm paraphrasing a bit of that, but that's how I received it. And I basically just said thank you, and when the need arises, you'll be the first person I call. So like, to me that means that there's already a lot of opportunities coming out of doing this. And in that same vein, I'm already connected with a whole ton of people from doing like volunteering type acts like this. And I think that really goes as a big message to say that when you give, what you give, you receive, you get that back. The age-old Bible saying, like, what you reap what you sow. It's eternal wisdom kind of thing. It's the law of reciprocity. And this is something that I deeply care about and I'm deeply passionate about: the health of the earth and the biome and the waterways and the planet itself. That doesn't mean I don't love motorsports and race cars and action sports and all of the other epic things that I passionately love to do, because they're I don't really want to say equal in my mind, but deeply deep-rooted passions of mine from since I was a child. All of this, just my dad taking me out hunting and fishing constantly as a child. Like, I would see garbage in the lakes here in Michigan, like Pettibone Lake. Pettibone Lake was actually one of always the cleaner ones, but the name of the lake's not coming to mind right now. The one that I'm thinking of, like, we were in a John boat, like with an electric trolling motor, and we just seen turtles, and there was this one painted turtle. It was I was like probably 7 or 8. I cried my eyes out, man, because this little turtle, one of the little babies, you could tell that it grew up with this soda ring around it, and it could never get off. It could never get it off. It was plastic, and its shell literally formed like an hourglass shape around that piece of plastic. And me and my dad cut it off because we actually caught the turtle. But it's like, is that turtle ever gonna actually heal from that? And it's just crazy, man. Firsthand, I've seen, my mind is reeling with examples of all of that. And I guess just as a grown man, I'm fully capable of doing everything I've always wanted to do about all of that now, and infusing that with the other things that I love, like mountain biking and rally racing and motorsports in general. Like, I really want to get into Dakar rally now after, see, Thank you. That was just another person honking, saying thank you. That's been happening a lot today, and I'm super grateful for it, because I stopped doing this for a little while, honestly, for a few weeks, not only to catch up and do a lot of work on other projects and other things I have going on simultaneously with stuff like this, but I really felt like nobody cared at all. Like, I felt like, because I went back to all the spots that I've cleaned up, and they're just devastated again. There's pollution and trash all over, and it wasn't even like a couple weeks later, and I guess that I'm not necessarily going to do it again, but I have to keep like going on and going forward. This is leading me to all sorts of other places to do this. I will leave it a mystery for now, as I mean, you guys are everybody's gonna find out. I'm gonna record it and do it all for YouTube and for the sponsors, but it's just incredible, man. Like, at some point, I'm sure people are gonna try and say that like I've done this for the money and for the opportunities, and I've already stated this in previous videos too, like some of the first ones I ever recorded. I did this for a couple years before I ever recorded any of it, and that was literally just because I wanted to do it, and just because I genuinely care and am passionate about sustainability and the planet. And I really got tired of seeing this everywhere. So I did something about it, you know, like I couldn't sit and observe any longer at that point. So to summarize, like, as I've been cleaning up this stretch of road here and going over like a lot of the people that I've already connected with, and I'm working on getting things more aligned with them, Patagonia really actually comes to mind as like a perfect partner for all of this. Patagonia and RVCA, by far two of the most prominent clothing companies that I would love to work with, not only to like make my own clothes with, but also to represent them and be an ambassador for them. And like Vivo Barefoot, I'm already in line with them. I was about to say the names of all the people, but I've learned that's their freedom of choice to, if they, we'll talk about that, is what I'm saying. Like, that's not something for me to just say without consulting first. And like, I would love to wear their footwear all the time, specifically the men's Forest Escape Tracker boots. I really love these Justin boots. Justin Ariat, incredible products as well. And like, I was thinking about it a while ago that I'm a huge barefoot proponent. Like, I love being barefoot and touching the ground and feeling everything, but they're both really useful. And extremely valuable in my opinion, that these kind of boots can do stuff that those could never do. And I would do this kind of stuff all day in Vivo barefoot. Like, this would be phenomenal. But like, these are electrically, the soles are specifically made for electricians, to where they don't, if I were to get shocked, I'm trying to explain it in like layman's terms. If I were to get shocked right now, these boots would take most of, if not all, of that shock. And like, the toes are carbon fiber. And these are things that I actually would like to see if they're fully possible in Vivo barefoot or minimalist type boots, to integrate those in, because that's always been, when I was doing construction, that was always one of my dream boots that I would always wear, was like a synergy between these Justin Wyoming boots and boots like that. I know I can't be alone either, you know. I know there's a lot of other people that would really like that. I know I've talked with quite a lot of people back then, and a few more nowadays, about that's what they would want. And I think it's presenting another option that's available. For people to make that choice, you know. And I know I would wear them all the time. I'd really like have all three, but I just wanted to say all of that and express gratitude for all of these things that have just happened and are kind of continuously happening in my experience. And it really, there's 3 avenues that I feel like are about to really, I have massive goosebumps and source energy, you know, like flowing through me saying this right now. I could feel it. The 3 avenues of everything I've ever mentioned coming fully to fruition: the green hydrogen, biomethanol, and then I shared it on the channel already, the action sports centers and esports centers here in Detroit, along with the YouTube creation academies. And it's kind of terrifying sometimes, being fully transparent. Like, and I will and am facing it. It's like that's what's been causing the hesitation that I've been debating on, though, isn't it? Like, I'm kind of, inner reflections are really coming up to surface right there. And this is one of the prime things why I like doing this alone too. Like, I'm very excited and willing to work with and alongside other people to do this. But honestly, when I was thinking about the whole Patagonia aspects earlier, this is a really great time away from all of those other projects I'm doing, like, to clear my mind and reflect and go inwards, because I like to work, I love to move, and I think there's profound value in stillness and meditation as well, but that's beside the point here. It's like just doing this frees up my mind to like process everything else that's going on. And as I'm about to get to the end down there, I'm gonna change the bag, and I think that's all I really want to say out loud and on YouTube right now. But I'm gonna continue the time lapse and finish this whole journey here, and then come back and get all the bags and cut up that log, probably with the oscillating saw. Might go buy a little, like the 12-volt hacksaw. I have a M12 fuel set up, and might go get that real fast too. We'll see. this spot right here holds a lot of significance to everything I'm creating right now, because I cleaned up this whole area right here by this church and illustrated a whole lot of what I'm doing right here. And I went into different manifestation dynamics and all of the things that I learned to allow me to have faith in myself and the universe. Okay? I'm literally cleaning up trash from the side of the road and throwing it away.
Well, we need that dumpster for our stuff.
Well, that's real church-like of you.
Yeah, but we fill that thing up every week. You can't be filling it up.
Okay, I can't leave what's in there?
Well, what's in there, leave. But...
because I just carried that about a half a mile.
shit, that's...
It's a trash bag and a can that was in a river, in a waterway over there.
Yeah, because by Thursday when they come to dump it, this thing would be over full.
All right, well, that'll be the last one.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I know you're doing something nice for the city and pick up the trash, but I don't know what to tell you. Those are your bottles and cans?
Yeah, that's the recycling that I got out of picking it all up. I still have 3 or 4 more bags to grab.
Of recycling or garbage?
Garbage, so I'm gonna throw that away somewhere else then.
Yeah, because we need ours to Thursday. Yeah, we overfill ours at times.
All right, well, you know what it's for and why I'm doing it. So
yeah, I know. I'm not gonna say nothing about you dumping this time because you're doing something.
Where are you getting off the road? Where's
off the
entire side of Goddard right here.
Yeah.
Are you getting paid for it?
Through other ways than like the city and directly, yeah.
Ask them where to take it because you can't take it over here.
This is what they told me to do. I've literally talked with the police, the city of Allen Park, Lincoln Park.
They
all
told you
of
to bring
them.
it here?
To throw it away in dumpsters.
In
Yeah.
dumpsters, yeah, but like,
That's a dumpster.
yeah, well,
Right,
so
yeah.
don't Myers have a dumpster. You
Yeah.
can use theirs probably.
Yeah, a
but
lot of
not ours.
there's dumpsters at every business almost.
Right.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I have to do now that you're saying no, so
No, well, here we can't because we pay for this.
Yeah.
so do they.
Yeah.
Well, hey, dear, I don't know what to tell you.
But you can't dump no more here, okay?
You got it.
Yeah.
I'm an honorable man, so
Yeah.
you won't see me doing that again.
Like I said, I'm not gonna say nothing this time because you're doing something nice for the city, cleaning up.
Okay,
There should be more people like you.
absolutely, thank you.
And too bad the city can't.
Even more so, I wish that people would never even litter in the first place.
That's
but
true. Like that one commercial with the Indians crying because of litter along the highway and that.
yeah.
You hear me?
Okay.
All right. It shows a lot there. That's all I'll say. Just to stay frosty, folks. And, I have actually gotten in touch, talked personally with police officers, everybody along the line to see if I need permits to do this. Well, it's recording a time lapse. isn't it? I think that's that. Yeah, that's an actual video. Okay. Yeah, I've gotten permission from all of them. I've even gone to meetings for the city of Detroit. I recorded the whole journey going there and back. And that's exactly what they told me to do. So I really wish there was a much better solution. That's a part of what I want to do with the trailer that I'd like to travel with, is ways of doing pyrolysis and reusing, especially the plastics, recycling them into fuel or other things. Or if anybody's got any other ideas of being able to recycle on the go, mobile, very open to seeing how those go and see which way we can do that. That's one of the parts of the main problem, is everybody, that's not my garbage, that's not my problem. It's kind of everybody's problem. We all live on the earth, and I get there's a lot of boundaries and jurisdictions and whatever. The truth is, all that shit's made up. It's figments of the mind, imagination, admittedly enforced by laws and consequences and jail time, and you gotta obviously be aware of all of that. But it's like, what is there to do then? How is somebody else gonna do this? Like, I could go to the dump, but then I'm literally paying to dispose of this. Which I wouldn't mind doing, really, you know, having all of the, especially if it would be a business expense or tax exempt, anything like that, which I think it would be if when this is officially a business and like generating money and profit off of it. So it's definitely one prominent answer. But I'm gonna actually leave these here for right now then, and that concludes this whole YouTube journey for today. When I come back, hopefully like the city sees that and gets rid of them too, before, if I can't come back or don't. I don't know. So it's really their job. This is really what they're supposed to be doing, which they don't, obviously. And here we are. So I'll come back and dispose of it somehow, some way. Well, after the church denying being able to do an act of service with them and throwing away the garbage there, gotta look for a different spot or a different way. And right now I just took all the cans I picked up. I went to Myers, where I pretty much always go to recycle them. All of the bins were full, and there was a guy there who looks a bit like he depends on that income, because he had a whole cart full of cans, and he was sitting there waiting for him. So I just asked him, like, hey man, you want a little bit more as a gift? And he just gratefully accepted. And I said, may these bring you tenfold of what they're worth. Which is probably like $1, but still, that's wishing for him to receive in that amount. I'm actually a bit tired after this one. I'm probably gonna have to hand carry these somewhere else. But the whole carrying the trash can and the snowman and staying frosty on the bike is nowhere near as buttery smooth as I like things to be.